After everything you've been through, Mike, what inspired you to put it all in a book?
Yeah, I mean, the book is just the story of starting it in my apartment and running it all the way through the IPO. And it's an intense experience to create something from nothing and then go all the way through all the venture capital investments and all the things that come to it. And I wanted to share that experience. And if I can sort of change a few people's minds about the importance of really thinking about what it is they're trying to accomplish as they build the thing that they're building, that's really my goal with the book. And that's why I wrote it all down.
Obviously, we've heard Elon Musk say things like starting a company is staring into the abyss of death and swallowing shards of shattered glass. What are some lessons and takeaways from the early days?
It's not that bad.
Okay. I want your metaphors. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess it's no piece of cake since it's food delivery. I gotta relate it to food. Yeah, it was challenging for sure, and that's one of the things that I've had to remember again as I started a new business, that every step of the way, the path from sort of start to success is not just a straight path. It's a little bit more like a drunken ramble. You try things, you experiment. It's important to be able to quit the things that aren't working and to really double down on the things that are. But it takes an iterative and experimental approach to really take a business and make it something that customers love.
Hangry is something I've certainly felt, and food delivery companies have helped appease. Why did you call it that?
Yeah, so I started the business because I wanted a pizza and I was hungry. And it started out as a hobby, and I didn't love working for another person and sort of being just a software developer, as I was called a few times in that early part of my sort of work experience. And so that is really where the idea came from. I was trying to solve a problem for myself. And I make the point in the book that entrepreneurs tend to not be happy people because you look around and you see that something is wrong and you're more annoyed by it than maybe some of your friends and family are. And the difference between that person being just a miserable grump and an entrepreneur is sort of getting off the couch and doing something about it. And so a lot of that motivation came from just really kind of being sick of having to call on the phone and having orders like get messed up and reading a credit card over the phone, all those things. I can't cook. I can't stand cooking. And so I had to solve the problem. And so that's why I started the food delivery, online ordering business. And ultimately I did solve the problem. And so it really just sort of goes through the experience of just what it's like emotionally to sort of do these 80, 90-hour weeks and over the course of a decade.
Startups are hard. Food delivery startups are hard. As you said, we just had Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi on earlier in the show. Uber Eats still doing well, good profit, but not a huge amount of growth. So I'm curious, when you look at the food delivery wars today between Grubhub and Uber Eats and DoorDash, do they all survive? Do they coexist at this current size, or is there consolidation? How does the industry change?
I don't think they can coexist in the way things are currently going. Ultimately, the winner in the space is going to be the one that creates the best product for customers. And the one that creates the best product for customers is going to be the one that creates the best product for restaurants and for the drivers. And ultimately, that's really, I think, where innovation and differentiation is going to come from. And the company that does that the best will ultimately win the loyalty and frequency of the diners that use the platforms. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it shakes out because, I think there's room for differentiation among those three right now.
So you're not unbiased, but who wins? Who doesn't survive? Grub has this partnership with Amazon. Is that a real differentiator or not?
I think Grubhub, I am not biased. I think Grubhub has an edge because it has more relationships with independent restaurants. And I think ultimately the neighborhood gems and the independent restaurants and those businesses that sort of make up the heart of a lot of downtowns, whether it's in big cities or small cities, those are the things that customers love the most. And I think that Grubhub has an advantage there. And so that's my hope. Obviously, I'm not biased. But ultimately, really, it just comes down to which company is going to invest in those things the most.
So last quick question, you talk about stepping down. Why was when you stepped down the right time? And as you say, stepping down isn't quitting.
Yeah, I talk about this in the book. My goal when I started Grubhub was to pay off my school debt. and I overshot by a little bit, right? I ran the company from the my apartment all the way up to the IPO. I was myself and my co-founder Matt. We ran the company together. And as I got towards the end of that journey, as I approached the IPO, for me, the reason that I decided to go on to do the next thing is I really wanted to work on a business where the impact of what I was doing from a social perspective and the profit I was creating were the same thing in whatever business model that was. That's really challenging to do in a public company. I'm not even sure it's actually possible a lot of the time. And so I wanted to start a new company where we could make that the DNA of the company from scratch.